Hello, poor people. How are you today? Still on the subject of finances, I know I've spoken extensively on VAWISE, but I noticed something very interesting, that most of my teaching parallel towards the intermediate. So I'm focused on making it as elaborate as possible. I'm encouraging things like investment vehicles, how to build a sustainable business, how to take your business from X location to that location. Without the consciousness, there are individuals today who have no assets, no source of income, nothing to their name. That's why I want to revert back to the foundations. So the foundations of anything are as paramount or even more than the building blocks. A house, even if built, is not sustainable if the foundation is faulty. Your finances, even if built, is not sustainable if the foundation is faulty. So there are foundational principles as touching finances. For instance, savings being one of them. If you do not understand the concept of savings, it can cancel out the empire you struggled hard to construct. Business owners today do not understand the concept of savings. They are terrible with cash. Savings, by now you should have understood, especially in today's day and age where inflation is at its peak, your savings can never make you wealthy. Your savings, you cannot save your way to wealth because it's constantly being outpaced by inflation. The only thing you can do, because the counter argument would be, what about the percentage rates? I get X percent on my finances. It's understandable, but the only thing you can do is preserve the value and keep a little more of your finances. But this idea that you can become wealthy off your savings is bullocks. It's for the birds. So yes, you can preserve the value of your savings and increase it a little bit, but becoming wealthy off your savings is an impossible feat. Which then begs the question, why should we save? You save because of emergencies, to take advantage of opportunities and things of that sort. I recall when in Africa there are people we call fraudsters. I'm sure some of you are familiar with them, and some of you in one time or the other might have encountered this Nigerian prince. Yes, so our Nigerian princes, once the going gets tough, they begin selling off their assets. And I truly wanted a PS5 console. This guy, the going got tough for him, decided to sell off some of his assets, which the PS5 console was among them. 50% off, he said. And the only reason I was able to take advantage of that deal was because of savings. Now, I know that example sounds petty. It sounds very minuscule as touching finances, but it's something I'm comfortable sharing. There are other intermediate level examples, but it will be disclosing secrets. But yes, savings has helped me take advantage of a lot of opportunities. In fact, just recently, I was able to acquire a plot of land for X amount. Very, very cheap. Believe me, once I say cheap, I mean very, very cheap. Why? He needed money to escape the country. He began selling off his assets. In fact, here in Africa, it's one of the best times to have cash because insecurity rates are high. People are selling off their properties. Everyone is trying to escape the country. Kidnappers, is a very terrible is a terrible example. Let's not go there. But you get the point. Now think back to your life. Opportunities that would have come to fruition had it been you had savings, had it been you had enough money. Think about it. There were times where your high school buddy wanted to relocate and said, look, this property is valued at $150,000, but if you have 20 grand based on our friendship, come have it. And you couldn't. Not because you were destitute of income necessarily, but you spent everything. You had no savings. There are people today who were in Africa when lands were appraised at $100, $200. They watched it soar from that minuscule amount to 1,000%. Savings. From today, I want you to adopt the mindset that every finance that comes into your life can be separated into bread and seed. Bread is one you consume today, and seed is the one you sow against tomorrow. Unfortunately, most people eat the two. And it's understandable, especially in today's day and age, because our predecessors were so concerned with seed, such that at the point of death, you discover hundreds of millions of dollars tied to property. Yet, once upon a time in that house, children could not go to school. Children slept hungry with that vast amount. The predecessors, in this essence, were concerned more with seed. And the cyclical nature of things, this generation, they are on a revenge mission. I suffered. So, an individual can spend his parents' entire estate before the body decomposes. So the previous generation were concerned with seed, while this current generation is concerned with bread. There must be a balance. It should be in between. Whatever income I get, my income is segregated into various versions. The income I receive from rental properties is, some of it goes back to, or some of it is reinvested, some of it is done XYZ. Then the general income is separated into XYZ. So I have different segregation of my income. For me, my bread has various stratification. For me, my seed has various stratification. But for you to begin practicing this, do not follow the intermediate path and try to define things. No, you're not on my level. The first thing you need to do is create a bank account, refuse to collect the ATM card, refuse to activate bank transfers. Make it so rigorous to withdraw money that the only way to pull out finance from that account is go to the bank. A percentage of your income should go into that account. A percentage goes to the account. A percentage goes to the account. Before you know it, you've amassed a huge fortune. Please understand, we are still on the subject of savings. We've not gone far, and you've derived a lot of value from this. Another one we can look at is assets and liabilities. I've spoken extensively on this subject as well. Assets and liabilities. In simple terms, assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. Focus on investing in assets. How wealthy people think. They invest in assets. They use income to buy up assets that then pay for their liabilities. It might sound counterproductive at first because the assets your current income can buy up, the dividends is not enough to sponsor your liabilities. However, if you cut down, give it time, stop unnecessary expenses, you'll be fine. I had no idea how much I was saving because I refused to go out, refused to drink alcohol, engage in all shades of hedonism, hundreds of thousands. That's an understatement. Okay, we are global. Hundreds of thousands of dollars in savings because I don't go out. I don't waste time. I don't hang out. I don't talk shit. All I care about is work. You too must sustain that mindset. So invest in assets with your income, which would in turn pay for your liabilities. Have a percentage of income going towards saving, a percentage of income going towards investment. Most people live a carefree lifestyle and hope it would all work out, or post organizing. One day when I get a better job, or when I become a leader, once my income increases, then I would organize things. But for now, let's be carefree. There are people today who go to pay for grocery and have no idea whether the credit card will go through. There's a saying, ignorance is bliss. So you prefer not to look at your account and just let it worry about itself, as opposed to be strategic with your finances. You can never go far that way. The Bible makes it clear. He who is faithful in little is faithful in large. If you can show God, show the universe that you are careful with whatever it is He has committed to your hands, you'll be fine. You explore the concepts of savings, assets and liabilities as the tenants, the finances. As always, my friends, a pleasure speaking to you. I'll see you in the next one.